Hey, it's Minister John Carson here, and welcome back to Behind the Man. Well, in our last episode, we discussed how my dad and our family relocated to Alvin, Texas from Austin. And you may ask, how does a man leave everything that he has and just move? Well, God had told my dad to leave for almost a year, but he was still unclear about whether or not God was really saying leave. And that's when God sent one of my dad's friends who knew nothing of this, Bishop Daryl Hines. And while preaching a powerful sermon, he stopped in the middle of his message and prophesied. In fact, let me allow you to see for yourself.
And I don't speak against this place, but I hear the Spirit of God saying, Jesus. I hear the Spirit of God saying that the glory cloud is moving. And even as I spoke, as the word what God would say, even in the message, you follow the cloud, and your provision is in the cloud. Give no explanation to people. You didn't get this far by explaining to people. I hear God. You don't have to explain who I am to you, but you have to do what I tell you to do. And I hear the Spirit of God saying, and I shall build an army, saith the Lord. And God says there are churches to come out of you that are yet in you, that are yet in you to be birthed. Have not I given you an apostolic anointing, saith the Lord? Have not I called you to great things? Have not I dealt with you and showed you and allowed you to be frustrated? Have not I allowed you to experience it, saith the Lord? Only to get you to the place where I have you, saith God. And God says, you will not miss a meal or a bill. Your house shall not go lacking. For the hand of God is on your life. And I speak to this city. Ah, my God, my God, my God, my God. Release him! My God!
After that prophecy, my dad and our family moved to Alvin, Texas from our lovely home to the back of the church, sleeping on air mattresses. But we didn't leave alone. You see, there was almost 300 families that relocated in order to stay with their pastor and follow the vision of a kingdom reformation and revival. Dr. Carson once again provided quality ministry and initially attracted almost 20 plus young white people a week that would join. But racism eventually pulled them out as their parents said they feared for their lives in worship with black people. Dr. Carson, however, continued to be involved in a community that had less than 2% African American population. He became a police chaplain, the president of the Alvin Manville Ministerial Alliance, and even opened a restaurant in the area called Fat Daddy's. Both my dad and the ministry were growing. In Alvin, he planted churches on 3 continents, Africa, Asia, and North America. He wrote over 120 books and started a training center. My dad was in the country making big moves, eventually leasing a house down the street from the church, until my mom said that she just couldn't take it anymore and that the country, it was changing them. You see, my dad was wearing overalls and was no longer combing his hair, just totally forgetting that my mom was from Detroit and that he was a Kappa from Chicago, Illinois. While God had said Houston, we seemed to be trapped in Alvin. But my dad, he was faithful wherever he was. If you'd like to know more about his story, be sure to get a copy of How to Overcome, a powerful series about overcoming life's obstacles. Well, I'd love to continue, but that's all the time we have for today. Be sure to join me here every single day as we go even deeper behind the man. Also, make sure you like, share, and repost this mini-series every single day. And I'll see you back here tomorrow.